Picture this: a daring cave diver on the brink of history, experimenting with a gas that could either make him a legend or blow him up in an instant. The stakes couldn't be higher in the world of extreme underwater exploration, where one man's obsession with the unknown pushes the boundaries of human endurance. But here's where it gets truly gripping. What if the price of glory is your very existence? Let's dive into the thrilling and terrifying tale of Richard Harris's groundbreaking plunge into New Zealand's Pearce Resurgence. Nestled in a secluded valley in the rugged New Zealand wilderness, crystal clear, frigid waters cascade over moss-draped stones. Mornings bring a mystical mist that blankets the landscape, while afternoons see sunlight dancing on the Pearce River, piercing through the leafy canopy of native trees. This lush, ancient environment feels untouched by time. The river originates from underground tunnels beneath Mount Arthur on the South Island's northwest, emerging at the Pearce Resurgence as a serene pond. Yet, lurking below is one of the planet's most expansive and profound cave systems, an enigmatic, endless void that defies comprehension. For cave divers, this spot is notorious for its challenges. No one knows this better than Dr. Richard Harris, an anesthesiologist and avid underwater adventurer, who's ventured into its shadowy depths countless times before tackling an unprecedented feat. It's an incredibly daunting place, Harris shares in the documentary Deeper, which premiered this week. You slip into a cave that seems to engulf you entirely. It's pitch black. Then, you reach a sheer drop into an abyss plunging over 100 meters deep. And the descent continues relentlessly. Most folks' deepest phobia involves being trapped underground, underwater, with limited oxygen. Harris, however, sees these perilous environments as mesmerizing wonders, intricate water puzzles begging to be unraveled. Every cave is unique in its formation, he explains to The Guardian. It's a breathtaking realm beneath the surface. The rush of swimming into an untouched tunnel, being the first human to witness it, is utterly addictive and exhilarating. It's tough to articulate, but it seeps into your veins. The more you explore, the more you crave it. And this is the part most people miss: how such beauty can morph into an all-consuming fixation. Harris became utterly fixated on the Pearce Resurgence, a passion he struggled to rationalize. In 2007, while diving with cave diving legends Rick Stanton and Dave Appley, his suit sprang a leak, triggering decompression sickness, or the bends, requiring urgent oxygen therapy. The sting of that setback lingered. I couldn't shake thoughts of that cave, he recounts in the film. By 2008, he reached 182 meters, surpassing Stanton's previous record from that year. Yet, he craved even greater depths. He was approaching the safe limits, but the pull was irresistible. We endanger our lives with every submersion, Harris admits. He's brushed with death repeatedly, jammed in narrow passages, his scariest moment coming 1.7 kilometers in when swirling silt blinded him, blocking his exit through a tiny fissure. I had to strip off gear and shove it ahead to escape, he says. Panicking seals your fate. When terror creeps in, you must confront it. This isn't helping. Focus on the solution. For beginners wondering about this, think of it like managing fear during a high-stakes exam, acknowledging anxiety, but redirecting energy to problem-solving. One challenge catapulted Harris to worldwide fame. In 2018, alongside dive buddy Craig Challen, they aided in rescuing 12 boys from a submerged Thai cave, earning them Australian of the Year honours. Despite the accolades, Harris grapples with deep-seated anxiety and self-doubt. Immersing himself underwater washes it all away. Fast forward to February 2023, Harris rallied an elite squad of expert diving pals for a historic attempt. He sought validation as a top-tier diver, and the Pearce Resurgence held the key. But here's where it gets controversial. Was this pursuit of glory worth gambling with lives, especially when new, untested technology entered the mix? The site's isolation demands helicopter transport for gear. Water temperatures hover at a bone-chilling 6 degrees Celsius year-round. Divers endure 13 to 16 hours submerged, much of it in decompression, a gradual process to expel dissolved gases from the body and prevent the bends, like slowly releasing pressure from a shaken soda bottle to avoid an explosion. It's a frigid, soggy campsite with no comforts. Everything's drenched, notes Deeper director Jennifer Pedom, who joined a subsequent expedition. No phone service, just a brief satellite window. Failure meant no rescue. Yet, Harris cherishes the camaraderie. Sipping beers by a campfire in that stunning bush with mates is a highlight. Pedom adds, they entrust their lives to one another. It reveals a genuine tenderness I never anticipated. Challen, Harris's longtime partner in exploration, now faced an ultimate test as his support and observer in unexplored depths. In 2020, Harris dove to 245 meters, but suffered high-pressure neurological syndrome, causing debilitating hand tremors that jeopardized equipment handling. Enter his bold innovation, incorporating hydrogen as a breathing gas, unprecedented in deep diving. Its mild euphoric effect might steady his tremors for deeper plunges. But pure hydrogen-oxygen mixtures are dangerously intoxicating, so helium was added, creating the hydrogen experiment. Success could revolutionize diving science for future missions. Failure. Harris could literally combust. Critics might argue this is reckless endangerment, pursuing personal records at the expense of safety. But is innovation in extreme sports ever truly safe? What do you think? Should explorers like Harris prioritize personal glory over collective caution? Harris calls it calculated risk-taking, backed by 18 months of research and consultations with global experts. Still, his on-site scientists harbored doubts. None of us were confident, says dive supervisor Professor Simon Mitchell, a diving medicine authority. The hazards were immense. The documentary captures 3 weeks of preparation, highlighting glitches with over 80 kilograms of gear, dry suits, heated liners, tanks, belts, hoses. Leaks and malfunctions abound. A dry suit breach is catastrophic, Mitchell warns. The drama peaks the day before. Challen initially ups out, feeling unprepared and mentally off. Harris empathizes, you need peak mental readiness and optimism. But Challen rebounds, joking he'd salvage Harris's remains if he explodes. Both vow no heroics for body recovery if disaster strikes. Night before, Harris meticulously inspects gear and mentally rehearses scenarios. Dawn breaks at 5 a.m. with a faint apricot glow. He seeks solitude while suiting up to stay calm. In the pre-dawn darkness, suited like astronauts, they slip into the icy water, vanishing beneath a rocky overhang. Deeper and deeper they descend. At 180 meters, tremors hit. At 200 meters, the pivotal switch, from helium to hydrogen. A nerve-wracking transition, Harris describes. A cylinder hiss, tentative breaths, he survives, tremors fade. No explosion. I felt supremely calm and in command, unprecedented at such depths. I could have continued forever. Yet, they halt at the planned 230 meters. Then, a 12-hour decompression ascent through pressurized chambers with breathing gases at 40 meters, 1 hour, 28 meters, 2 hours, 16 meters, 4 hours, 7 meters, 5 hours. By the third stop, they exchange goofy grins, lost in reflection. It was pure bliss, Harris recalls. Darkness envelops their surfacing, greeted by eager faces and flashlights. Post-dive, Harris feels fulfilled, ready to stop. He can't keep worrying his wife Fiona, who endured agonizing silence at home. I shouldn't need to conquer a New Zealand abyss to accept myself, he confessed.